Gerhard, it's nice to see you. This question's a bit easier to ask than maybe a few weeks ago, but team news. How's the squad looking going into Saturday's match with Millwall?
Yeah, it looks a lot better. I would say we had also in this week Nighty, of course, back. Bring is back with a really good load, and also the performance on the field looks in a good direction. Stokes was on the field, Harry Connick was on the field, so I would say looks much better, and of course is also a topic where we spoke so many times, but right now I would say the sun shines a little bit more in this direction.
One or two City fans did panic when Jason Knight wasn't on your team sheet last Saturday. I mean, two questions. If it was a cup final, might he have been included in the squad? And secondly, maybe 3 months ago, would you have included in your squad? Have maybe lessons been learnt over the last few weeks with all the injuries that you have had?
Yeah, I would say I think the exchange with my captain Jason Knight is on a really good level, and we decide in this direction together with the medical department what helps him in the end to be stable back. And when this would be a cup final, maybe he would play. Yeah, but in the end, it was not the cup final. Yeah, and in the end, it's important for us that we give the players the right time, and I would say this was also the last few months the big learning since I am here, that we had some players, they maybe was too quick on the field, whatever. So right now I would say we're on a good place, and we have a really good exchange, and we learn, and this is the most important thing.
I spoke to several City fans this week. They're all telling me what a tough December you have with some of the top teams in the division. How do you see the challenge ahead? Not just Saturday when Millwall, who are third, come to Ashton Gate, but some of the games, Leicester, Coventry coming up. Are you going to find out a lot about your side and maybe your ambitions over the next few weeks?
Yeah, I would say this is a really good chance that we realize more and more where we are. Yeah? And for me, it's every single game is a challenge and has a different story and needs a big focus. And of course, so now we start with Millwall, then we have Leicester, then we have Coventry, Middlesbrough. I would say yes, the top teams are. So the table looks in this direction. They are coming. Yeah, and then it's on us how we deal with that, how we can manage games against teams on this level. But I have so a big trust and so a big belief in my group that we can do it on a really good level when we have a good game plan. We have on the same time the right energy and be successful with our style of play and have the principles not only in the brain, so also in the execution on the right height.
Because if you had a magic wand, you'd know the answer to this question. But you talked on Saturday about consistency. You won 3 games in a row before the international break. But you know on your day you can beat anyone in the Championship. How do you go from that to winning 3-4 games in a row and start to pull away from some of the teams behind you?
I would say to plan in the end a successful Raw is difficult. I think we have to plan the next game and give the next opponent the right podium and be sharp in our principles. I think this is important. And of course we have to find their own triggers for motivation for every single player in presentations, in analysis, in the training, that the boys are happy and feel the scenes behind why we do something. And I think in this direction we work really, really hard on the field. And we think not so much what is in 14 days or what is New Year. We think on the next opponent, and this is Millwall, and we will give this game a big frame and all our concentration.
And because 100% of your focus is on Millwall, this may sound a silly question, but January is around the corner. I mean, Christmas in October, I was thinking I don't need to get Christmas presents in October. Suddenly it's November, and now suddenly we're in December, and I wished I thought about Christmas back in October. With January, where are you at with the window that's coming up. Have you in your mind an idea what's in store, or is your total focus on all these games coming up, or do you need to find a balance?
Yeah, it's of course a little bit a topic of balance, but I would say that most of my energy goes in the match preparation and in the trainings preparation. This is in the here and now, and we have to do in the here and now the best what we can. And the boys, they deserve my energy, and they don't deserve a coach in front of them with ideas in the window. Yeah, of course, when the boys go home, yeah, and the night is coming, then I think a little bit more, and then of course then I have some ideas where we speak together here in our recruitment team, and with all the people. They are I would say has a big experience in the championship, and help together how we can deal in the transfer window in a direction that we make the roster stronger. Yeah, it's the plan. And in this direction we work, but I would say my whole energy goes in my group of players here, and I think this is, I would say right now, the biggest responsibility.
Not a lot of people would have Millwall in third position in the Championship. There's obviously a good atmosphere and spirit at the moment. I saw their 97th minute winner the other week. What kind of team are they as they come to Ashton Gate on Saturday?
A very powerful team, very physical team. They are in more phases in a game. They have power. This is especially, I would say, set play. Yeah, so from the physical standpoint, a really big team, a really powerful team in this direction, but also in the wide areas, right and left. Powerful wingers, dribbling monsters, cross-ball monsters. So a really good team, I would say a team. So I would say that the story of Millwall is always very direct, but also I would say they grow in possession. So it's not a coincidence that they are in the table, in the playoff places. Yeah? So I think that the energy what they have together, and also how they play football, is on a really good level. And yeah, it's a top opponent what we have on Saturday, and for us it's important to beat them with our principles. And I have so a big belief and so big trust in my boys. We can deal with this power, and of course we can beat them, but we have to come on our best level on this day. And then it's possible that we win against a team like that.
And normally I ask you about the energy and fitness of your players, but what about the energy of the crowd? Because they've got Christmas coming up, they've got Millwall, Leicester on Wednesday, a lot of games to support you.
Yeah.
How important is their energy over the next few weeks?
Yeah, super important. I spoke many times about it, how important are the supporters next to us, and we can feel this, not behind us, it's next to us. I feel our supporters, they give us the energy, they give us the last % points, what is sometimes makes the difference to win a game. And I think, and I hope that they stay the next few weeks super close next to us and push my boys in a winning direction.
Thank you.
Gerhard, I'm going to get the transfer-related question out of the way early. I know when we spoke in the summer, you were quite open about the fact you felt that where you needed to add was probably at the top end of the pitch. Just with an eye on January, when you think about where you'd like to add to your squad, is that still where you kind of feel you could do with an addition or two? Was your perspective changed over with what you've seen so far?
I would say, with all the injuries what we had, with all the topics, with all the learnings, I would say that what we plan in the summer, I would say this is something what we want to execute in January. Yeah? So this not changed so big. Yeah? But in the end, it's more a question how we execute it in January, and this is hopefully better like in the summer transfer window.
You mentioned both Josh Stokes and Harry Cornick back on the grass. Are they in contention this weekend, or is that a bit too soon for them?
No, it's too soon for both players, but they train on a good level. They are back right now. It's the first trainings week with the team. It looks good, first of all, and we are happy about it, but for the game on Saturday, it's too early.
Must be a boost for you though, that you feel you're probably getting closer, like every week, to having that fully fit squad.
Yes, I think this is a really good feeling that the selection is bigger and the competition is on a really high level, and this is what we want. And also we can rotate, so we know many games are coming and we have the chance for rotation, and this makes hopefully the outcome better.
With someone like Jason Knight or Cam Pring, when they've had that week in and around the team and they've travelled to games, how much closer can they get to that starting role? Are they in a position now where you feel they can start at the weekend, or would you still be careful with them?
Yeah, we are careful, but on the same time, with both players, I feel they are ready for more, and this could mean Pring and Knighty are ready to start, and we will see how we do it on Saturday. But right now, they give me, especially today in the training, a really good feeling that we could go in this way.
When we spoke to Neto after Saturday's game, he was speaking about how you spoke to the players before the game, and I think his words were you were shouting at them, telling them you wanted to have that fast start in the changing room. Mm. How was that from your point of view? Was it a case of trying to rally them up and get that response from Wrexham? Was that how you viewed it?
Yes, I think this is sometimes, I think I can feel when we spoke together in the dressing room after the Wrexham game, how the boys was disappointed with the performance, and then it's on us, and we are in so many games on the driver's seat, and can set the tone, and I would say the boys feels Portsmouth is a chance for a reaction, and of course with my energy and I think with the tactical plan, this goes exactly in the direction what we want, but much more how the boys go in action, and let out what they have in the heart and in the body, in the soul, in the brain for football. And I think this was so good to see how can we play football together when everyone has a conviction and a bravery approach to go in this football way, and then it's difficult for every single opponent in the league when we play on this level.
The fact you've shown that level as well, I think, like Rich mentioned, a lot of people are looking at this run and perhaps a bit daunted. Is it a chance that you're relishing almost, because you do get that chance to show, okay, this is where we are and this is what we're about?
Yeah, but this is so right now also the challenge. How is our consistency? Can we bring this game again on the table? And I would say with a bigger selection, we have of course also the chance for rotation. We can protect the one or other player, we can give more players in game time, and we have more fresh legs on the field. And then we can bring our aggression, intensity football more often on the field like in the past.
I just want to ask you about a couple of individuals. Mark Sykes was in a little bit of a different role in central midfield at the weekend. We didn't get a chance to ask you afterwards, what did you make of his performance, and is he someone you can see using in that role more often?
Yeah, I think this is the biggest benefit in the end for a team, when you have players with a high football intelligence, and they can interpret it different roles on the field in a very successful way. And Mark Sykes, I would say, he's a very intelligent football player, and we sit together one night before and we spoke about what I expect and in which position I want him, and he executed the role on an outstanding good way. So I was really happy, and of course the game shows me, and his performance shows me, he can be also in a position 6 for us, a very successful and powerful player.
I guess that gives you that bit more unpredictability. It's a word you've spoken about a lot as well. You can surprise your opponents, can't you?
Yes, of course. I think we can play with Sykes, with his interpretation in a game, in more roles, and this makes us more unpredictable and gives maybe the opponents hopefully more problems.
I wanted to ask about you, Hirakawa, as well. After first start at Wrexham, first start in a while in that number 10 role as well. What did you make of his performance, and what do you feel are his next steps? There's some really bright moments, weren't there?
Yeah, I think I feel sometimes also a little bit sorry for him. Anis Mehmeti, the trainee on a really high level at the moment, and you is so one step behind. But he showed us in the Swansea game he can score. He showed us also in Wrexham. I would say the team performance was not on a good level, yeah, but you was on a good level. So I would say he deserve, of course, a little bit more game time and the next 2 weeks, and this should be the next step that we bring him also with all the games what are coming more in game time, and he can show his power.
I guess from your point of view, he's doing the right things at the moment to make that an easy decision that you're more than comfortable throwing him in.
Yeah, I think of course this is so the situation right now that we have other players also on a really high level, and and this is, I think, I have big respect for his trainings power. He is with his attitude on a so high level, and he shows us in the trainings always keep going moments, and he is so committed in all directions here with Bristol City. Yeah, and we hope also that in the next few weeks he can bring his performance on the field and show everyone how important is you for this club.
I'm sure when you've looked back at last season, these sort of, I guess, what we view as big games against teams in and around you in the table, those were events where the team really performed last year and picked up some really important points. How much can that experience help them this year, the fact they've taken on these challenges before? Yes,
I think this experience helped. This is so the boys, especially with the more experienced group of players, they know the championship. They know, of course, also how important is it in the end to come on the highest level in every game. This helps. The last season helps in the end to come on this season or make in this season the next performance step. So on the same time, we have so many hungry players, and this is, I would say, the most important thing, that we have players in the dressing room. They want more. They are not happy right now. They want more and more, and in this way, I would say this is a very good feeling for me and my coaching team.
So I say that must really inspire you when you've got these difficult games coming up, that there's a group there that want to push on. They're not happy with where they are. They always want more. Is that a view that you kind of share as the head coach?
Yes, I think this is something what I can feel in every presentation, in every analysis. I can feel I have a group in front of me. They want to learn. They want to speak about goals and targets what we have in this season, but also they go in praxis and show it in the reality, in action. And I would say this is, in the end, the biggest leverage. It's not blah blah blah. It's a clear commitment how we want to do it together, and this makes me, of course, very happy that I have a team like that next to me.
I think the fans have got that hunger as well. Rich kind of touched on it. What would your message be to them ahead of back-to-back home games? I'm sure you're wanting a lot of noise.
Yes, of course. Noise is always important, that we have in the end fans next to us, that they give us the punch, the push, in the end the energy, that we can start in this next game on a really high level. And we know the championship. This is sometimes a little bit a roller coaster, and you need also in the moments when maybe it goes a little bit down. You need next to a very ambitious football team, you need very ambitious supporters. They drive the team always in a good direction, and this is what I hope, and this is my biggest wish. And it's Christmas. We can wish something.
Amazing. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.